Hey guys, CaseCrusader here, back for some Yooka-Laylee. Yeah, this one you just had to push it to certain switches and then you get it. I am kind of fast tracking this one. Yeah, it shouldn't be too much more of this, maybe an episode or two after this, and Yooka-Laylee will be done. One of the first ones I did, so right now I'm just getting all of the exterior pages, and nothing too difficult. Now that I have all of the abilities, I can do pretty much whatever I want to or need to. Yeah, you can see I can just grabbing them up. I'm not going to spend too much time, as you can see, on certain things, except for things that were difficult or things that maybe need, like this, a little explanation. So this one took me a really long time. This is really frustrating. So you're just having to control your slide. Yeah. So you need to stay alive and be fast enough. So you have to push forward, back. It's literally a push and pull. This took me a long time, but don't be discouraged if you get hit a couple of times, like I do. Yeah, you saw right there. I just dashed right through it. I was over it. But yeah, that one will take you some time, but it's very rewarding once you get it. Also, I'd like to mention that this is the first time it's just me playing the games and not someone else taking the spotlight from me. Looking at you, Morty, Tommy, and friends. Oh yeah, this one took me a long time too. I would make sure that you have the tonic for extra power bar, or yeah, to add to your power bar, because that's the only way you're going to be able to dash over and over and over to get there. Alright, so this one is the last one I needed for the Moody Maze Marches, just so you can see where it is. You don't have to stomp on these switches, just as you can see, just step on them. Some of them get a little complicated as it is on a timer, but you can see and follow the paths that I take to get those right. Some of them, not really any of these, but the last one for sure took me a while. Just be precise and don't sweat it. Don't worry about it too much. Yeah, you see, I even screw up a little bit and still manage to get those on time. Just watch out for the little electric towers that go up and down. So hidden here is a little fun little thing. So there's little balloons floating up. You need to fly up. Yeah, see, it uses a lot of power to fly around. Use your sonic sounds to pop the balloons, and then you have to grab them, which they are conveniently floating above the little green lava stuff. So you can see me having a tough time trying to get those, and you're supposed to get all the letters to spell. Yeah, you guessed it, pages. Really clever there, huh? So yeah, I figured out, I was trying to see if I could just be invincible and catch up to them, but there's a lot of trial and error here. But basically all you need to do is try and float low enough till you can get a letter, and you can see me missing and struggling quite a bit. But if you just keep persisting, you'll get there. I just had to use a lot of butterflies, so I would wait for them to respawn. But eventually, you'll get it. So now we're back to Capital Casino, and we are going to finish this off. once and for all. So I had a little bit of coins or tokens left over, so I'm just gonna cash those in, and I'll do that at various points. So here's the Kartos thing. This one drove me absolutely bananas. This one is the hardest one by far. I'm going at about time and a half speed, but you can see the path that I take. Slowing down and speeding up at certain points is crucial in order to get the right score. But sometimes you can rack it up. Yeah, see that? Some of those, don't worry about just blazing through, because since you can't restart, just blaze through or kill yourself, literally, in order to restart if you miss any of the crucial moments. That's what I call them. There's a few moments that you just have to get those gems or you're not going to make the score. And that last little bit, you see how I dash right there? Make sure you do the same. Oh yeah, and even better, on top of all of that, the boss for this world is connected to the worst Kartos level. Yeah, this one took me a long time. I actually got really frustrated and came back to it. So yeah, we'll come back to that later. We'll save that for last. So the Molly Cool is right above her, if you don't have it or if you didn't know where it was. And you see, it turns you into, wait for it, a helicopter, yay! So it's pretty easy for that. You just go around and shoot the broken slot machines and they give you coins. So I missed a few here and there, so you'll see me occasionally go back to get the ones that I missed. But yeah, I was figuring out what that does. I think it was L2. If you hold it, it actually reverts you back to normal, which I wasn't ready for yet. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't just go straight for that one, but that's okay. We'll get it eventually. Or forget about it. Yeah. I mean, you can use a guide to see all of the locations, but I think there were 11? There we go. Something like that. I think it was around 11 of those slot machines. So, yeah, that's pretty straightforward. And on my way flying around, so there's another one over there. Found one of the Jinjos. Sumi. And we're going to turn in a few more of our tokens there. Yeah, there's that one I missed. So this one, yeah, you have to turn invisible to start the laser, and then you have to make sure you're pointed the right way. Yeah, see, I have to wait for it to charge back up. It does take a lot of your power bar away, so be careful with that. This one, I'll skip ahead. You just have to beat all of the enemies in there. I thought there was something else to it. Yeah, but you just have to beat all the enemies, and there's a lot. It's really tedious and took me several minutes just to bash through everyone, but eventually you'll get there. And yeah, that's when I checked to see what do I need to do. But eventually it'll open and you'll get it. So I don't know if I was thinking I had to kill these guys, but if you can just avoid them and then manage to go sneak mode so that stays open, then you'll get in. So same thing here, just a little more complicated because the lasers will hurt you if you touch them while not being invisible like that. So just be careful. It gets a little more complicated in the next section because you have to do multiple ones. It's all on a timer through here. So you get that one. Yeah, you can see it's a little tricky. So get that one and then that one. There you go. So this one has got a lot of stuff going on. You just have to match You have to shoot them with snowballs in the right order. There's a lot going on. I didn't want to sit there and watch because I have to constantly reload. I didn't want you to have to sit through all of that. But it is a lot of fast motion through this, so just be careful. I mean, I was putting this video together and just watching a lot of fast motion stuff for so long, and it just started making me feel a little queasy. So just be careful and, you know, take a break if you need to. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's just different challenges. So that one's moving. Yeah, you get the idea here. This one had some goodies, had some quills and stuff along the way. So there's also the last Jinjo there, Ghost Rider. Me. Yeah, I realized you have to hit it with a snowball to get it. There you go. So I'm just kind of jumping to the end. I couldn't get it just by jumping around, so I literally would fly right in front of it and hit it with a snowball and get it. Screw trying to be accurate and everything. So we've got one more thing we missed there. So yeah, so those tokens are everywhere. So we did this part last time, just showing you the few. I think I stopped in the middle just because I couldn't get past it, but I managed to this time. Always check under the ramps because there's usually a quill or something. You'll see I do it a lot just to be safe, but it's not too difficult. Just a lot of timing with the ramps and making sure you check under them. The last little slide, spoiler alert, has some quills. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I would dash through it right here, but yeah, I had to go back through a few times to try and get that slide, as it is a bit tricky. So be prepared to have to go through that nonsense a few times to get all the quills there, which left me with one more I couldn't find, and it happened to be in the little power cell place. I just had to scour through everything, but yep, turning in a few more tokens because we got quite a bit. Yeah, so this is, I'm just going to show you my path. Don't worry about rolling too much, because you think that you have a certain amount of time, and you do, but yeah, the camera just sneaks closer and closer to you. It's awful. This might be my least favorite, and that's saying a lot of the Rextro stuff. Yeah, so get the invincibility when you can, but you notice I don't roll very much unless I absolutely need to. Just literally slow and steady wins the race. But yeah, if you get behind too much, it'll damage you, and it's hard. Yeah, see, it takes a while to be put back on the track, and you just miss a lot of stuff. And the penalty is harsh, really harsh, for you to fall back if you fall back too much, which the camera moves back, which, yeah, it's very stacked against you, and I hated this part. Yeah, so even if you can't really see yourself on camera, just keep going until it actually makes you take damage and reset. That's the biggest thing. Just, yeah, try and get as many of those as you can, but just take it slow and you'll eventually get there. It's tough, I know. So this, you have to be in a helicopter mode in order for them to talk to you, because they suck. But it's just an escort mission. I look to where the end spot is ahead of time, because the clues they give you aren't great. Most of them aren't too far away, except for, yeah, that one and I think one of the other ones. There's 4 of them, and they give you coins. You'll hear the, yeah, you hear the sound. So sometimes it gives them to you, and sometimes they're just right above their head. But nothing too bad. Just save yourself some time and just look where point B is, so you can go from point A to point B without having to retry it a bunch of times. Thankfully, if you screw up, it does let you just simply restart, which is good, but some of them are down to the wire, so you want to make sure you know exactly where you're going as soon as possible, because they don't give you any time to screw up in any way. This one, I got lucky and managed to get it right at the last second. There was literally no time on the clock left, so make sure you know exactly where you're going. I think that does it for the slot machines. Yeah, notice I found one more. So here's the third guy. Same thing. Same idea. Just look where you're going ahead of time. I think this one I had the most amount of time left. Yeah, the clues can be sort of vague or not clear enough of exactly where you're supposed to go. So, yeah. Even if you have spent the whole game trying not to use a guide or any sort of help, I eventually broke down and was just like, yeah, I need to get through this and through some of these parts, and so I would look up a few. This is one I definitely say don't feel bad about knowing where to go ahead of time, because you won't know. It'll take you a lot longer if you don't know where you're supposed to end up right away. But here's the last one. This one was pretty easy. Yeah. That one was kind of a joke. If you know where to go, it's... You see I had plenty of time left. Yeah, I don't know how I missed this one, but you see I really don't do anything. I just kind of... Yeah, I just held up the barrier right there about halfway through, and I realized what was happening and I needed to do something, but I still managed to make it. Unfortunately, if you screw up like I did the first time, I think first 2 times, because I tried it a while ago, but a while before this and didn't make it, you have to sit and wait for the timer to go out, which takes a long time. So find something else to do. Read a book. You know, be educated. But yeah, you see, I tried to fly through it, and I was like, no, just slide all the way through. But yeah, see, I had almost 1 minute and 15 seconds left. So even if you screw up, you should still be fine, because I managed to still have plenty of time left over. So, as is the ticket with a lot of stuff in this game, slow and steady does indeed win the race. So we've got our tokens turned in, and now here we are for the boss. I would make sure you have your extra health equipped, the tonic. Yeah. So some guides might tell you to do something else, but as soon as he blinked red and started charging, as soon as I saw him start moving towards me, I would brake and then hit him with square. Yeah, see, that gets a little tricky with the patterns, but just you'll start to figure out his little bomb patterns in this first phase here. It's okay if you... Yeah, see, I got hit twice, but... which is more than I was hoping to, but... Yeah, see, as long as you brake, as soon as he starts moving towards you, you'll be... Wow. He won't hit you, and you'll be fine. Yeah, and the amount of times that it takes, the amount of hits that you have to do to get through the next phase, I feel like it changes sometimes. Because sometimes it was a lot easier, and sometimes it was harder for some reason. I think it depends on if you take damage. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but yeah, it's tricky to figure out, but you kind of have to jump at the last second and brake. You have to jump and brake at the last second in that second phase. Otherwise, he'll ram into you. Cardos, shut your little face forever. Okay, this part is awkward and frustrating, but all you have to do is just, once you see it come into frame, just jump. Yeah, some of those are screw you missiles. I'm not really sure how to avoid it. You could try dashing maybe, but sometimes you send multiple little clumps of missiles, so. Yeah, you can maybe dash if you need to, but yeah, you notice as long as you jump whenever you see the missiles, you should be fine. Again, he's considered the toughest boss in the game, and I would agree. But just figure out his patterns and you should be okay. Like a Dark Souls game. But, nah. That's gonna be it for this video. Finish Capital Casino, and we will see you guys next time. Got a lot done. Got through Capital Casino. I know it was a lot of bouncing back and forth, but yeah, we got it out of the way. It was a little redundant showing all the different tokens, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew where they were. So, alright. Should be wrapping it up next time, so, or maybe one after that. I'm going to try and get it into one video, but other than that, I will see you guys next time.